an arrangement, or I won't say that it's completely settled. This is a temporary
ceasefire.
Yes, between Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner in their battle over where their kids will be raised.
Well, you know
I think you're right, ceasefire, because last week it got so heated.
Well, it got heated because Sophie said, look, Joe and I made an agreement before he filed for divorce that we would move to the UK with the kids. The kids would grow up there, and she wants the agreement enforced. She asked for the passports of the kids when she came back to the U.S. early last week. He said no. She went to court and cited a child abduction law, saying Joe is keeping me from being able to take my kids to where we agreed. He fired back. We have a court case in Miami where the judge said these kids cannot leave the country. So they were at this huge impasse in two different courts.
Right. So now they have filed something in federal court, which is basically in response to what she filed, saying that they will keep the kids in the greater New York City area
for the time being.
For the time being. So there will be no attempts to go to the UK, not at this point. And if that, it sounds like that will happen eventually, but that's something they're going to have to work out.
And I can't say the decision is all that surprising, right? I mean, they had their divorce case here in the U.S. There's always issues that things get really contentious in a divorce, and maybe not between Joe and Sophie necessarily, where to get to the point where one person would take the kids and you'd never see them again over to Europe. Yeah. But I'm sure that that's happened in cases past. So that's why they kind of have this precedent maybe in place that, hey, as long as the divorce is happening, as long as we haven't figured this stuff out, the kids do need to stay here.
And, you know, it's interesting you said that, because Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl, she had a situation like this where essentially her husband was booted out of the country. He filed in England. The kids went to England, and she was screwed. And so what my recon is that Sophie wanted to file in the UK and see if they would have jurisdiction, because then it would be likely that they'd say that. So there's a tug of war going on with these kids.
Catherine Vaughn from Memphis, Tennessee. And I think Sophie was really acting on the knee-jerk response. I mean, from all we know, this divorce was really sudden and took her by surprise. And instantly, you know, you're the mom, you want your kids with you. So I can see why she immediately tried to get them passports and back to the UK with her. It's going to be interesting to see what the divorce lawyers do here, but I'm sure that their divorce lawyers are paid very well and it will get sorted in no time.
They got to figure out a way that both of them can be parents. If she decides to stay in England, they've just got to figure out that arrangement. At least they have the wherewithal to make that happen.